Okay, so we are now recording. I hope. Are we? I don't see. Yeah, it's recording. All right. So we are playing Railway Empire now. This is something that I saw a while ago. It's been on my wish list for for a while, and I just downloaded it a couple days ago. So this recording is mainly for my dad, who's a big railroad buff, just so he can see what it's like. So I'm probably not going to make it too long, but you've got several things you can do: campaign, do scenarios. You got free mode, sandbox mode. Yeah, sandbox mode and free mode seem very similar to me. All right. Free mode, which is basically kind of the same thing as sandbox mode, I think. Now I've done the first 2 chapters of the campaign. I've done chapter 1. I went through part of chapter 2. So we're actually going to do the campaign just to give people the idea. So we're starting in the Great Plains. First chapter takes on the construction sites of the Union Pacific Railroad, which was started in 1863. Tracks were built westward to establish the first transcontinental line. While you are conquering the vastness of the Great Plains and the heights of the Rocky Mountains with your tracks, you will learn about the basics of Railway Empire. Thomas Clark Durant, the visionary in charge of the Union Pacific, will assist you. So we're going to start off in, I want to say, was it Wichita? No. Omaha. We're starting in Omaha. Probably where the Union Pacific started, was headquartered at, was probably Omaha. I'm not that sure about the history, although it might be something I'll go into a little bit more.
I did an evaluation of the contenders, and I am the best choice.
So I know with, excuse me, this is basically kind of like another 4X game, like Civilization, but a little bit more detailed oriented towards railroads.
Let's go.
I get it.
Time is money.
I get that. So you're going to basically pick a personality. Here's the industrialist. I guess with the campaign, you're stuck with who they give you. That's fine. Fitting is General Roger Smythe. Roger Smythe is always impeccably dressed.
Sometimes I think about giving everything up and dedicating my life to poetry.
So the industrialist
How about you?
Gives you newly constructed factories are 50% cheaper. You're also shy, so auctions are 50% more expensive. Backhandedly, is able to buy a town's factory without an auction. Oh, that's good.
Meticulous planning.
Union Pacific Railroad.
Tables.
Okay, yeah. We don't need to hear you anymore.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began. The workers of the Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them. Away from all civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished, to tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
Greetings. My name is Thomas Clark Durant. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions. Now test the camera's zoom function. You can also rotate the camera. Give it a try. Very good. Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest. Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
All right, that's this button right up here, building construction. Okay, and then you need to grab a small station and stick it in Norfolk. Now you can rotate it like this. You hold down Shift and move the mouse bar. Okay, hold on a second. What are these here? Close that. Breweries. I don't know why they're so far down here. They tell you that the best place for you to put your station is like right smack in the middle of town. Okay. That way they can get the stuff to the station and load it and offload it off your trains quickly.
Very good.
See, now the breweries move closer to
need
center
to be
town.
connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode.
Track construction.
Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the 2 station tracks one after the other. Then pay for your track planning.
You got a little build track. It'll pop up with little videos of how you can, little tutorial videos on how you can do it. Of course, those are much larger stations in Cheyenne and Denver that they were doing. Those also are more expensive, as you can see. That was like a large train station. I think that had 4, right? Yeah, that has 4. Regular train station has 2 tracks. Small train station has 1 track. We'll get to the supply tower and some of these other things a little bit later. Oh, what is this? Train station and signaling control. Large train station with signaling control. There should be an encyclopedia in here, is there? City buildings, railway buildings. It's probably a help function. No. Anyways, let's build the track. So you could just click and drag the track between the 2, which you can, and it looks like it's a good fit because this shows you the grade, the slope that the trains will be traveling along when they go along that route. And as those of you that are familiar with trains know, trains like to have as flat a grade as possible. Any steep hills, and it's hard for them to get up. So 0% is fantastic. I'm not sure. I think 6 or 7% grade. Anything higher than that is really too high, too steep of a grade. They really want a very, very flat grade. Whereas cars can do like 15, 16% grade or even higher. Trains, since they're pulling such large loads that weigh a lot, need very flat grades. All right, and you pay to build because you got $610,000. It's not really much, really.
Now create your first train so that you can set up a rail line between your stations.
So the rail, you don't see them constructed, or they don't in the game. They don't take time for them to be built. They just, you plan it out, lay out the line, and purchase it, and boom, it's built. What is that? This looks like a signal of some sort. Zoom in, you can get to hear the city noises. It's a nice little detail. Carts moving around, the buildings. It's kind of cool. Meat packing plant. All these cows, these steers going into the building and now coming out again. Well, they're coming out in these little carts right here. They're coming out in those carts. All right, so we need to build trains and create a line.
Initially, your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive.
to the rail line. So we're going to choose station in Omaha. Boom. And the station in Norfolk. And then you can switch to see what type of cargo it's going to be carrying. You can do automatic, which is basically the needs of the people in the two cities, or you can just do passenger traffic and mail traffic, or you can just do freight traffic, or you can manually do it, which I don't know why you would do that. Every load that you do, it requests you, hey, what do you want on this train? Or you can do automatic, which will do it as a combination. It could do freight, mail, and passenger, all freight, all passenger and mail, or whatever. I usually just set it to automatic. Now, there will be certain scenarios where it's like saying, send X number of passengers to Rock Creek from wherever. All right. Transport X number of passengers to Rock Creek. So then you can set up a train line to Rock Creek that is only for passenger and mail service, or transport X number of meat to Cheyenne. Then that way you can just set it to transport meat from, say, Omaha, which carries meat, which reduces meat, to Cheyenne, and have it just haul freight. That's it. Of course, then it'll take beer from Cheyenne, because Cheyenne produces beer, back to Omaha. Now, if there's cargo that can go both ways, it will pick up other cargo. So like, for instance, this train here, we'll set up a train here, and it'll take meat probably to Norfolk. And then from Norfolk, it will take whatever, I think it's brewery, it's beer, load up the train with beer, take it back down to Omaha. So now we got to pay for the new rail line. Okay, no, not pay for it, set up the new rail line. Now we got to add the locomotive. And this one is the Philadelphia. Now I wish they would have informational stuff, like an encyclopedia type thing. No. I mean, probably do it in the engine shed. The Philadelphia 060. Cool. 27 miles per hour. If it's coal-fired, why do you got wood in the back? In the tender. 95% passenger rating, 104% reliability. These little stats. Two driven axles and a large firebox provide the Philadelphia with a great amount of traction, but the rigid wheel arrangement only allows for low speeds on winding routes. Okay. Oh, I see. I see why it's a 060. Is it because of the... Is it because of the... There's the 6. It's because they're powered, I guess? These 6 axles are powered, which is where you get the 6 from? Maybe? Okay. That'd be my guess. I'm going to spin on the roundabout, the turntable. Okay, so we need to add that locomotive, basically. $35,500. Now, it builds up, as you can see.
Very good. Now you can see the journey your train will take. If there is something to transport, the train will automatically take it.
There's a couple things that you can do. Go over here to the line, you can center on it, or you can ride along.
However, as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route.
Blow the whistle. Okay, so now he's asking us to put in a supply tower, which is the little water tank. See, he just stopped. Supply tower. Supply tower.
Very good.
Boom.
The train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn. Look, there is a corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to
Cart.
change that.
Here's the cornfield.
Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius.
Ah, dang it. My headphone went out on me again. Is it still working? Yeah, it's still working. Okay. Build a rural train station. Large train stations are more expensive, but have a wider radius of influence, meaning they can reach more companies. But yeah, you're not going to spend that much money on a rural farmstead. So you're gonna make a small train station here. So make sure you get the right angle of attack, because you got to think about also. Did I lose my? I lost my desktop audio. I can't hear anything, and neither can you. Oh, that's annoying. Let's see here. Yeah, see? I've lost all the sound. Hang on. I've lost the sound from the everything. Well, that's annoying. All the sound is now gone. Did it get turned off in here? Audio, overall, atmospherics. Well, let's try this. We're going to save it. We're going to restart the whole thing. Hang on, we're going to stop recording.
Rural train station to the station in Omaha.
Okay, so now the sound's working. I don't know what happened with my sound, but the sound just turned off. Just to keep it going and to get an idea of that it is actually working, we're going to turn the music back on. But keep it down low because it can get annoying and loud. So continue playing. Alright. Now we're going to build a track from the farm. Turn that off. To Omaha. Again, 0% grid. That's good.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with the logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be 2 trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict.
Yeah, because you only
Since
got one
trains
track.
cannot travel through each other, you'll need a side track between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of 1 parallel track and 2 signals.
Okay.
First, create a side track. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
Should give you the markings, okay. So, next train. Oh, because it's paused. All right, track construction. Right? Well, why is it not letting me use the track? Oh, that's why. Okay. And then you just sort of do it alongside. And merge it. 15,000 to make that.
Excellent. However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route.
So it
For
wants to
this
take
reason,
this
you
route
also
through
have
here.
to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open building construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use.
Okay, signal. Supposed to change signal direction. There we go. The direction of the switch. Okay. I thought it said point towards the switch. No? Okay. This is always the hardest part I got. Pointing in the direction of the switch. There. And then... Right? Signal there? Maybe it's on the wrong track. Maybe I put it on the wrong track.
Now make sure that the
There we
track
go.
can only be traveled in one direction. For this purpose, set the signal so the trains coming from the opposite direction cannot pass.
You just hold down the shift button and select the signal.
Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal in the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction.
Holding shift and selecting it.
Very good. I'm sure that it wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
Wait, doesn't that block? No one's going to be using it from that direction then, wouldn't they?
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
Okay. Alright. Whoa, why is it stopping now? Okay, weird. Well, we're gonna... Let's watch this train, see what it does. Now, I know it's only got one train on the track so far. Let's see if I did set it up the signals correctly. The best way to do it is just to do what he asked. Just make another sign. Train. Locomotive and rail line. New rail line should travel from the rural train station through Omaha to Norfolk. People in Norfolk can be supplied with corn. That train's coming back empty. That's annoying. That's not making money. No cargo, no money. Okay, well, let's go down here. So we need to set up a rail line from here. Yeah, okay. Already did it. Oh, we don't need it twice.
Excellent. The corn farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We're still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building.
I did the signals wrong. So it's all one way now. Everything's going this way on both tracks. I need to do it to where one is going one way and one's going the other way. So the signals have to be removed. Oh, I got two. That's the problem here. I got two right here. There's one right here too. Remove the signal. There we go. Now it works. Or it should work. Is it still saying I got a problem? Yes, it's still saying I got a problem. Well, let's see. No, it's going now. Well, seems to be working okay. Well, need a new train. We needed... This is what we needed to do. Wait, hold on a second. Tasks. Where'd they go? Okay, set up the rail line, which is going to be corn here, Evans Farm to Omaha to Norfolk. That's how we set up a new line. I don't know what happened there. I think there might be one too many signals in here. One of them might be redundant, possibly. So this is going to add another train to that total track. There's an elevation gain here. So it's adding corn. Loading up. Evans Farm heading off to Norfolk. You see how much money it's losing right now because it hasn't dropped off any cargo. So while this is going, we're going to go up here and add in a maintenance shed at this station. You can also upgrade the train stations using this, so you can expand it to a 2-1. Should get these things here pop up every once in a while. Following new troop conscriptions, unrest has broken out in New York. Due to the option of being released from this military service for a payment of $300, the accusation is that the rich man's war and a poor man's fight. Officials are, however, optimistic that this unrest will soon die down and that objectors will yet be convinced to mobilize. $80,000 to construct a maintenance shack.
Right. We've been lollygagging for long enough. I need to return to Washington for further miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
Or you're fired! So they dropped off the corn there. What's the train going to do now? It's going to load up with meat and passengers. And probably going to go up here to Norfolk. So where's the other train at? It's right there, waiting in the siding. Okay, so here's the test to see if it worked right. If it works right, it should go straight through on the main line. And as soon as it's clear, this train should go. Yeah, guess it worked. Cool beans. Now here's another thing I learned about the rural farms. As you can see, there's a bunch of others. There's like, this one's growing vegetables, cattle farm over here, milk, dairy farm, corn. There's others like down here. There's, I think that's sugar. It's a town of Wichita. Cotton. You can zoom out pretty high. There's Amarillo. There's cattle, corn, Oklahoma City, lumber, Cheyenne and stuff like that. So you got these rural farms. You can send rails to there like we did here to the Evans farm. But the trains that will come down here, as you can see, this one right here, as you can see, empty. It doesn't drop stuff off at these rural farms. Okay, all it does is it picks stuff up. So any routes going to the farm isn't going to have any cargo on it. It's going to be losing money on that sort of thing. Okay, so oh yeah, this one's waiting for Omaha Evans Farm. Where are you at? He's up in the siding there. We need to take one of these out. We're going to modify his line and take out the Evans Farm. He's just going to be an Omaha Norfolk run for him. Okay. So this one's going to be the one that's hauling the corn. This one's just going to go. This one's going to be the one hauling the corn. This one's just going to be going back and forth between Omaha and Norfolk. All right. Connection bonus 89,420. Expires March 21st, 1864. All right. So since we're doing the campaign, it's got task lists. So first chapter takes you on the construction sites of the Union Pacific Railroad, which was started in 1863. Tracks were built westward to establish first transcontinental line. While you are conquering the vastness of the Great Plains and the heights of the Rocky Mountains with your tracks, you will learn about the basics of railway empire. Thomas Clark, blah, blah. So what does he want me to do? He wants me to do all of these things, even though it says optional tasks. I think you don't have to do these, but you have to get these. Have to do these, and once that's done, then the chapter 1 is done. These will just give you extra benefits. So first, connect Omaha and North Platte, and then also connect Omaha and Cheyenne. My headquarters is in Omaha, so we basically need to run a line from Norfolk to North Platte to Cheyenne, which is, I think, where the transcontinental rail line went down. Then after that, Cheyenne must reach a population of 30,000. You must connect Omaha and Rock Springs. And you must transport 100 passengers from Cheyenne to Rock Springs. You can also send a line down to Denver to get cattle. Deliver 16 loads of meat to Cheyenne. Connect 150,000 people to your rail network. So this is what we can do to make it simple. All right, we'll do a line from Norfolk to North Platte to Cheyenne, then an extension down to Denver. Then we need to get cattle involved in the network somehow. So we can do it here. Then once we get the money, we do Cheyenne to Rock Springs through the mountains here to Rock Springs, Wyoming. So first what we're going to do is we're going to... We need to build a station in North Platte. Small train station. That's a good angle of attack. Let's do it like that. We got a connection bonus, 350,000. So if we connect this city to the network, I think we get, that means we get 300,000 there. Right. Need a data track. It's pretty flat ground, so we can just attach it. 100,000 just to make this. Flat ground. It's once we get up into the mountains that we have to start really worrying about angles and inclines. Also the line between Denver and Cheyenne here.
Good. That's finished. You're making progress.
350,000. Sweet. All right. Let's do... Okay, we got a line. We've got enough to go to Cheyenne. Now, I know Cheyenne's going to be like another hub, so we're going to build a train station, not a small train station. We're going to build something actually quite large. The reason I'm doing it at this angle is because it'll make it easier to send a track down to Denver. Alright, so I've got a station with 2 track lines. I'll have one going down to Denver. This one will go up to Rock Springs. This one will come in, and then this one could be an extra one. This will come in from North Platte. Well, see, look at that. That's expensive. 729,000 because we're going over these mountains here. It's one in the huge long bridge here. And another big long bridge right here through the Badlands. We don't need that. We don't need that. So we can move the stuff and just shape the track. You can see how it's all of a sudden now a lot cheaper than it was. And bring it down here. It's a 1% grade. The bridges are expensive. If you don't need the bridges, you can avoid them. See, all of a sudden gone from 700,000 to 170,000. That's a lot more affordable. So you need to take the terrain into account when building these things. And eventually we can make a nice little station here to get access to this resource here. Bonus received, 550,000.
Those politicians in Washington get on one's nerves. But now let's get back to your tasks. As you can see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection, but a city will only attract new inhabitants if it is supplied with enough goods.
Mm-hmm.
Cities receive basic goods from the surrounding area. If you construct stations in the right places and establish rail lines, your trains will be used to transport goods and you will make profits for transportation. But for this, you have to know what goods a city actually needs. You can find out any city's current needs. Now select Cheyenne and view the city's demand for goods.
Okay. So
as you can see, Cheyenne currently needs only a handful of goods, and you can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods. At the moment, you can supply grain and wood. Both of these goods are available to the north of Cheyenne.
See, this I haven't been able to figure out. Stock, this is how much they got in the city. This is their weekly demand. Demand in all cities, production in all cities. Use of railroads. Wish there was a way to pause this. Still recording, still recording. Is there a way to pause? Other than selecting these things?
Connect Cheyenne to a timber business and a wheat farm, and establish a new rail line that connects them both to Cheyenne.
Okay, so first off, we need to do... so they need wheat and timber. I get that. So we need something like... first we need to set up a rail line between Cheyenne, Norfolk, and Omaha. Well, hold on. Let's have it... We don't need to go to all the way to Omaha. Let's go... Take out Norfolk. Let's do Cheyenne, North Platte, and Norfolk. I've got 2 trains. Right? Can't remember. Okay. Changes made to rail line. Okay, yeah, I got that. What are... Wait, what? Cheyenne and Norfolk. I just... Ah, dang it. Okay. Set up a rail line. Omaha and Norfolk. These got mixed up. Add locomotive. I accidentally sent that train that was running between these two to run between Norfolk and Cheyenne. So now they'll also bring passengers from the more populated east to Cheyenne, which is one of the goals. Is we need to increase the population of Cheyenne to 30,000. It's at 15,000 right now, so we're over a little over halfway there. It wants us also to get those. It's not something that needs to be done. Okay? It's not a requirement of the game to accomplish the goal of the game. But if you take these goods and have them transport them into Cheyenne, then it'll increase the rate at which the population in Cheyenne increases. Gets even faster. So it'll get to 30,000 quicker if we get this stuff in there. So we need to, unfortunately, there's another thing we got to do. Supply towers on this route. I mean, 1 should be okay for now. Actually, I probably should have put. Well, that's fine. All right. So let's it's asking us to put one there. It's probably asking me to do a big station, but I don't want to do a big station. I can afford a big train station. Large train station? I'll get both of them at the same time. And that means there'll only be 1 train line. It just seems like a waste of space to me. But I'll get the lumber and the... No, there's another thing we can try. What about a warehouse? Would a warehouse work? Or is it asking me to do... No. If I do a small train station, I'm going to have to build a big one, 2 of them. One here and one over here to get both. So I'll have to put one there and one there. It's going to cost me 80,000 and plus 2 train routes. Or I can do a large train station at 200,000, which will probably be cheaper because it'll be just one train. Okay. And then hook this in to here. Change route of planned tracks. Why? Oh, if I wanted to. That's how you do it. Okay. So now you got access to lumber and forestry materials. We're going to set up a new rail line. I want to set up a new rail line, new train. There we go. From, did I not? Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't buy the line. There we go. Go to Cheyenne. New train. Set up a rail line from here to Cheyenne. And let's just do it freight only. Add the locomotive. Boop, boop.
Well done. The city will soon grow. You can see how well it is being supplied at any time in the city dialogue. Basically, a city will grow once its demands are sufficiently met. I think you have learned enough. Complete the rest of your tasks.
So here's the thing. Cheyenne, Norfolk, where's it at? It's plugging along, bringing in people and mail. Cook chopping, yep, that's that one. Omaha to Evans Farm. It's going from Omaha. What? Why are you doing that? Oh, Omaha to Norfolk. What are you loading up with? Passengers and mail. There she goes. The imported good meat has been reduced as the maximum stock level has been reached. Okay. It says the better a city is supplied with goods by rail, the faster it grows. Select the city dialogue. More about its requirements. If they're over 60%, the city can grow. The Omaha to Norfolk line is not making money. We're losing money off of that one. Alright, so we've got some good lines going right now. Let's look at our demands. Deliver 16 loads of cattle to Denver. Alright, so we're going to go move down to Denver now. And establish a line here. Denver's got meat packing, right? Yep. So let's build a station in Denver. We'll go with a regular station because what we're going to do... a small train station. Well, hold on a sec. Let's see. Where's the nearest cattle to Denver? It's out here. The Kelly Ranch. So they need cattle to Denver, correct? Need cattle in Denver and then meat to Cheyenne. So we're going to build a line from the Kelly Ranch to Denver and a line from Denver to Cheyenne based off of the demands of the marketplace. So we build a station. Oh no, we can build let's build a train station with 2 lines here. And this is what we'll do. Do that. And we'll get a small station out here by the Kelly Ranch. Okay. Now let's build a track from there to Denver. Let's see how the line looks. 0%. That's good. Okay. And then we'll build a line on a different line. So the cattle will come in on this track here. And then the meat will come out, going to Cheyenne on this line here. Boom. Now we need a couple supply towers. Put one on the other side of this train trestle. Another one there. Okay, that should be good. There's another thing that we need to do. We probably need to put in a maintenance shed in Denver and a maintenance shed in Cheyenne. See, already we're getting tracks coming back and forth in here. And that's good. So now we need to develop a line from Kelly Ranch to Denver. Put on a train locomotive. Whoops, we are now out of money. There's the cattle. I gotta find some way to transport it now from Denver to Cheyenne. The meat from Denver to Cheyenne. But we're now out of money. Do we have enough to make a new line? Oh, you can rename the lines. I didn't know you could do that. Cheyenne to Norfolk. Call it the Zephyr, maybe? Ah, I know. The Centennial. I think I misspelled it. How do you spell Centennial? T-E-N, 2 N's? I-E-L. C-E-N-T-E-N-N-I-E-L. Is that correct? It doesn't look right. That also doesn't look right. Here, hold on. I got it. Yeah, it's 2 N's. The Centennial. Or we can call it the Centennial Express. I guess. Over here you can track all your routes and how they're doing. Like Kelly Ranch isn't doing much money. But now we got cattle going into Denver. You look up here, You can see 8 loads of cattle have been delivered to Denver. Now we just got to get the meat to Cheyenne. Population on Cheyenne is increasing. We need to connect Omaha and Rock Springs, so that's going to be pricey. That's going to be very expensive. So we're going to try to do some things to increase the amount of money that we can generate. Got enough? Yes, barely. I hear sheep. Okay. So that should be going on. Now, the best part about this chapter is that you don't have any competition going on. You go to the next chapter, you'll have competition. There's some more cattle coming in. Let's look at all our trains. We've got the supply train of wood and grain to Cheyenne. We've got... Oh yeah, we gotta wait for this. See, so this
yes, one more
train
thing.
track.
Your company has also a research department to help you unlock new locomotives and other innovations. Open the research dialog to find out more about it.
What's it say? Oh, missing operating supplies. I forgot to put a supply tower in here. Well, let's put it right here. So Denver and Cheyenne's coming into Cheyenne. Kelly Ranch in Denver. Omaha and Evans Farms loading up with corn is waiting for Omaha and Norfolk, which is...
Well done. The citizens of Denver are impressed by the railroad.
So what do we do? Delivered cattle. Okay, let's look at the research.
Here you will find the advances that can be achieved in the current era. Advances from previous eras are usually already active, but what the future holds, we do not know. For each advance, you require innovation points, which you get automatically each month, and which can be increased in various ways. Now, take a look around here, and then unlock an innovation of your choosing. How about a new locomotive?
Yeah, like the Rensselaer 440. Wait, I don't have enough for that yet. I can do express trains. Oh, I can do the number 51 Dragon 080. I can unlock that one. I'll unlock that one. What advantage does it give me? Axle suspension. This local offers an advantage that the drive wheels can also be steered, finding a high driving force with good performance on bends. This might be good in the mountains. That might
My
do well in the
opponents say I'm lining my own pockets. These are, of course, hideous lies. And look at it this way. With the profits I'm making, I can invest much more. Jobs, jobs, jobs.
Oh, I should probably get a maintenance shack over here in North Platte. Oh, I can buy another locomotive. Okay, that's how you do it.
I have to wrangle with a lot of competitors, but if one person really gets on my nerves, then it's that Beatrix von Pomp. What? You haven't encountered her yet?
Nope.
Be glad. She takes everyone to the cleaners.
Let's see where we're at. 16 loads of meat, connect 150,000 people to your rail network. We're slowly getting there. So we need to start working on the Rock Springs line. First off, what we'll do is we'll go over to Rock Springs and create a train station. Now, we can actually plan out the track. See, if I was just to directly make it from here to Cheyenne, like merge it in with this line here, that'd be worth over $1 million. So already, it's since I got rid of these tunnels, it's decreased the amount that it's going to cost to 140,000. Although this is kind of a nasty turn right here. And so far, the line is good. It's a bit of a steep grade at 3%. Now, I'll leave it like that. Let's see, 0% grade. Yeah, that looks like a pretty decent route right there. And we just gotta, since we don't have the money for it, what we can do, since if you're not planning on doing another route, planning another route, you can just let it sit there. Disclose the newspaper that although pleased at having pulled ahead of the competition, nowhere near all the goals for the good of the citizens has been achieved, and yet the track construction business is certainly lucrative. The method serves railroad companies to secure the land along the tracks. These areas are subsequently settled. The property value increases and is worth a fortune. Yeah. Extends network. 9 stations currently connected. Consequently connected yet another region to its rail network. Stated that his railroad company's route expansion was also going to continue unabated in the future. Still plenty of people and businesses that aren't hooked up to the network yet who deserve nothing less than the best network. See, that was the problem that the railroad industry had in the 1800s, is that they expanded too quickly, and eventually a lot of railroad companies went bust because they were just too big, and the amount of money that they were hoping to get from these massive networks and the numbers of companies that they had didn't pan out, so a lot of railroad companies went out of business. Since we're waiting on getting the money to, what is going on here? Random breakdown. Just randomly broken down. I think it does eventually fix itself. They get, repair crews out there to fix the train, and eventually it gets started. See? Eventually gets started again. See, there's another breakdown, bad condition. I mean, it is a long way between Cheyenne and North Platte here.
Excellent. Cheyenne is becoming a major railroad hub, and the credit is all ours.
Yeah, Cheyenne reached 30,000 people. That's a cool pattern.
Yeah, I've already messed up somewhere or not a mistake.
Oh.
Thank you.
Alright, so we've got connect Omaha and Rock Springs, transport 100 passengers from Cheyenne to Rock Springs without stopping. Okay, so This is getting there. This slowly getting there. Let's speed up the time.
Cheyenne will flourish thanks to you. And for each mile of track that we lay, we receive
Meat.
10 square miles of land. The politicians have no idea of the value of the assets they're giving away, but that stays between us.
Alright, you should have enough to pay for it now. Pay and build.
Now you've managed to cross the Great Plains. A masterpiece.
Oops. Here's an issue right here. This track line is not connected to this line, so we've got to fix that. There. Now it works. Why is that busted? Breakdown, bad condition. Alright, now we make a new line from Cheyenne to Rock Springs, Wyoming. And we'll make it passengers only. We'll add this locomotive, the Dragon, once we have enough money to afford the Dragon. There.
Okay, I get it.
Track clearance. What the heck is going on here? I'm not really carrying a lot of people.
Do you know that many people call the vast stretch of land between the Mississippi and California the Great American Desert? Those fools. Once my railroad has opened everything up, the value of these lands will go through the roof.
Look at that thing go. It is really fast. Buildings wants to be connected to the network. Well, that's not what we're trying to accomplish right now. Should be fine. Alright, let's do a maintenance shed here. Once we can afford a maintenance shed there. That's got a lot of mail. So how many, what did we do with Rock Springs? 25 people to Rock Springs. I'm not I guess that counts for 20, each suitcase is 25 passengers? Maybe? Cheyenne has grown. I like this music. And it's being serviced. Another 25 people. Let's ride along. Turn that sound down. We ride this all the way to Rock Springs. You know, this is immersive. I'm just going to stop at the supply tower. Sounds like it's slowing down. It is. Cool. That's cool. You can hear it too. Bye. That's cool. Oh, you can scan around with the E and Q buttons. I'm surprised how flat this route is. It's a nice amount of detail that they put into this thing. I think it's the station up there. Yep, it's the station up there. I see little people on the platform. That's cool. Abraham Lincoln. Add more cars. Adding a lot of mail cars. Sweet! Alright, let's see how the tasks are piling up. 48 passengers to Rock Springs, so we're close. Alright, everything has been checked except for the passenger delivery, so let's speed up the game. It's making 3,000. Everything's running at a profit. Running at a profit, sorry. Oh, the Denver and Cheyenne broke down right at the maintenance shed. That's inconvenient. I mean, we delivered 75, we're almost there. Furniture. We deliver furniture, pottery, tools, paper, clay, salt. That's cool. Need more people. More passengers. That's being serviced. Still, it just won't take a lot of people out of Cheyenne. Guess there's not much demand for people out there. I can. No, you don't advertise. What I can probably train broke down. Do at least to increase, which is fine. I'm at 627,000. I can make another train. But I mean, we're pretty close to accomplishing the goal. It's just
Progress is enormous.
just finished.
The Far West is no longer so far away anymore, and the people are slowly realizing that trade helps create prospering cities. We still have a long way to go, but the Transcontinental Railroad is coming.
Final rating of your performance. How did I do in this chapter?
In spite of all the challenges, the Union Pacific Railroad managed to cross the endless expanses of the Great Plains and conquer the merciless slopes of the Rocky Mountains. The Central Pacific Railroad approached from the west, but the winter of 1868 brought all work to a standstill. The two lines lay just a few hundred miles across from each other, in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. The dream of the first transcontinental railroad seemed to be within touching distance, but was buried by house-high masses of snow and blown away by icy snowstorms, a dream that had begun almost 4 decades before.
Ooh, we made president. That means we did. That's the highest score you can get. That's good. Last time I did this, I got chief executive officer, which is second highest. Cleaner, apprentice, trainee, track worker, porter. Funny. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go into chapter 2. Scenario will now be continued. You've not completed all the optional tasks. You need to catch up on them now in order to increase your score. Quit the game. Game. Whoa. No, I didn't want to quit the game. Oh, well. All right. So that is Railway Empire. So for anyone else who's watching, thanks for joining. This is Backfire 42 signing out.